What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel. Now today we're going to be adding yet another page to our competitive decks, and that is going to be that of Kyurem. Now, yesterday we covered Necrozma, a boy that has two forms that are banned to Ubers, and so why not also cover Kyurem, who shares that similarity with that boy. So yeah, Kyurem has two other forms, both black and white, and both of those are banned to Ubers because they're just really good. Now, I personally don't think that Kyurem Black should have gotten banned to Ubers, at least not without a suspect test. I really didn't think he's all that strong, to be honest. Not terribly strong, to be honest, but, you know, whatever. Melmetal, yeah, should have been banned. Kyurem Black, probably not, but oh well. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the subtle changes that have come to this Pokemon since last generation. And, you know, they're not very many, so, you know, the video is not going to be super long, but we are going to go ahead and talk about what niche role he can now fill and what makes him a little bit better in this generation as compared to last. So the first thing, as you can see, we now have access to Freeze Dry. Now, Kyurem has never had access to this move, and so it's really cool to see that he now has a way to hit water types. Prior to this, water types really just hard walled him, and he had no way to hurt them at all. So now having access to Freeze Dry, it's gonna be kind of hard to switch in on this thing, especially if it's running a set with a little more coverage than this one necessarily. But yeah, he actually can do some pretty cool stuff now just with this one move. So we're gonna go ahead and look at one of his more common sets back in the day of his UU days, and basically he's a good sub Roostmon with Earth Power, and it used to be Ice Beam, but now we run Freeze Dry. Now it is a little bit weaker than Ice Beam is. However, it is able to hit water types that would normally be able to switch in for absolutely free. And so I think it's really awesome having that kind of versatility on this Mon. And I mean, his stats really aren't awful. I mean, base 125 HP, really nice. Base 130 in both of his offenses is pretty good with base 95 speed. I mean, his stats are there. They really are. And his move pool, honestly, on the special side is really good. He gets a lot of really nice coverage on the special side. So I think this thing, honestly, now that it has access to Freeze Dry, can do a lot better this generation than he's ever done. And so maybe this thing will stay OU. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a rise of this thing to heights that it's never seen before. But yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and show off this set. This is the Subroost set, but we have just replaced Ice Beam with Freeze Dry. Now, something completely new on this is a physical Kyurem. Now, regular Kyurem has never really been able to run a physical set, and that's because, one, he just doesn't have the coverage for it. I mean, he just doesn't. But he now also has Dragon Dance, which means it's at least worth exploring the option of having Dragon Dance on this Mon. So he does get access to Outrage, but he does not get Icicle Spear. Or he does get Icicle Spear, he doesn't get Icicle Crash, rather. And so, you know, that would be a really nice move for him to have, and Icicle Spear is just very unreliable at best, but it's his only physical ice move, so it's unfortunate. But you know, and then we have Stone Edge as the last move. You know, he really doesn't have many options on the physical side. Let's see, we have Iron Head and Rock Slide and Shadow Claw, Zen Headbutt. That's it. So yeah, not really any more options. I think this is his best physical set if you're wanting to run a physical Kyurem. I'm not saying that it's useless, but I'm saying that it's definitely worse than his special counterpart. So who knows? You know, you might consider making it work, but I do think that it's not as good as his normal counterpart. Now, we also have a choice spec set here, and I think this has some viability. Now, obviously, you can run a Scarf here as well. It's the exact same thing, but you get to run Draco, Earth Power, Freeze Dry. These three moves together are going to be really nice at giving you some really good coverage, and it'll help you cover most things in the metagame. You can hit Toxapex really hard with Freeze Dry more than you can with Earth Power just because of the stab boost. So yeah, that's really nice to have. And then we have Flash Cannon as the last move just for things like Sylveon, but you could also run Focus Blast. That also works just as well. You could also run Ice Beam if you wanted to, if your opponent doesn't have a water type and you wanted that just a little bit extra power. You could also do that if you wanted to. You have Psychic if you wanted to, but that's probably not going to be your best bet. Shadow Ball, probably not. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, this is the best way to run a Specs set. But again, it's up to you. But I think that this thing actually has some decent viability, especially at 95 speed. You know, 95 being a decent speed tier right now, it's nice. Now, you do still have to watch out for the Swords of Justice. So that's one reason you might want to run Specs, just because those are pretty prevalent right now, especially Cobalion and Terrakion. So, you know, they can pretty much just Oko Kyurem on switch in. So you do need to be careful with them. But Earth Power is going to hurt. So if you get them weakened down, and you hit them with an Earth Power, they're not going to like it, and it's going to be great. So yeah, our last set is going to be our meme, and it is a Dragon Dance Roost set. So obviously this set isn't the best, but I think that it could have some viability here, allowing you to get off some more Dragon Dances than you would just having that recovery. Now, the ice typing is not the best defensively, and so you are going to be weak to quite a bit of attacks. So you do have to be careful about that. And you obviously have to be careful about taking too much damage, because Roost can really only heal you 50%. So if something's doing more than 50% to you, then you're kind of in trouble anyway. So you might want to take out some more prevalent threats before you start setting up. But who knows? This thing could definitely go on a rampage later if it is set up properly. But so yeah, just to recap, Dragon Dance, pretty cool on the physical side, but I don't think it's all that useful. Freeze Dry, however, I think is very useful, and I think that will actually make Kyurem much better than he used to be. It may not put him in OU, but I think it will definitely help out his kit in a place that he was lacking before. So anyway, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. You know, we are a new channel and just trying to get off the ground and, you know, grow as much as we can, and I really appreciate all of your support. And anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.